This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like that. You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, July 23rd. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I am Sam. Let's get right into it. What are you willing to do to help your neighbor? That's the big question. Well, this man's neighbors formed a human chain to prevent ICE agents from apprehending him. The man was with his 12-year-old son when agents tried to take him into custody. The resulting standoff lasted for hours. Eventually, the ICE agents left without arresting him. So, Tori, would you interfere with ICE agents? Really quickly, though, I want to involve our DBL viewers. Go to dblvote.com, weigh in, also answer that question. Tori.
I would have to personally know the case, and I'd have to know the situation and the context. Again, at DBL, we're saying context is everything. But what I saw there were black people, white people, southern people, northern people, probably Democrat and Republican, protecting a neighbor because in the end, we're human people. So in that sense, it's a really beautiful thing of civil disobedience that you've seen from Germany to the civil rights movement to this.
Yeah, but that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Involving yourself like that in the middle of an ICE raid, you're putting your life at jeopardy. Now, I understand they came together as a community to help this person, but there's levels to this activism because it's not over for this person. So if you're going to sit there and you're going to be on that chain fence, make sure you add to that GoFundMe when that person needs legal representation. Make sure you're there to watch over their kids and babysit as they're in ICE custody or they're getting deported. So I understand what they're doing there, and I commend them for that, but at the same time, this thing isn't over. Watch yourself. Don't get into any sort of fight with ICE, and be ready because those people are going to need representation. They're going to need babysitters as well.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I just think it's a beautiful visual.
Absolutely.
It really is, and it's also the underscore of, love thy neighbor. So it's a beautiful sign of Christianity too.
It's a sign of everyone coming together, doing what is right in a situation, and they've put themselves at risk only for the better of someone else. I think it's beautiful. And it's compassionate.
Right, and just because something is illegal doesn't necessarily make it wrong, considering the context that we've had in this history. So
very well said.
But you can disagree with us. Yeah, I think your point is well taken. I'm sure a lot of our viewers agree with you, Brandon. Yeah. It says right here, 60% of you would not interfere with ICE agents.
Wow.
So there you go.
Don't move to my neighborhood then, please.
You just kind of went against flip-floppy Flipperson over here. You've got to see this next video of a courtroom in Ohio.
Jesus.
It erupted into chaos yesterday after a former judge was sentenced to 6 months behind bar. The woman actually goes limp as she was dragged out of the courtroom by a bailiff. She was found guilty of helping her brother, who was a county employee, keep his job. So again, this show is all about context, right? Because if you go on social media, everybody's saying what an embarrassment of a judge to be dragged out of a courtroom like that. You're supposed to have decorum. You would know that as a judge. But in this case, there's a lot of protest involved. If you look at her supporters, and she has a lot of them, including the mayor, the vice mayor, the city councilman, they claim that this is politically motivated and that this is retribution for her being the first Democrat ever to take that seat. So she's had a long list of Republicans, and there's been a lot of upset in that city since she took this seat. Now, we don't know if that's the case or not, but that's why she went limp, because she is also protesting.
I was going to say, this is, and in D.C. you see it a lot of the time. You're told to hold this, say nothing, go limp, and let them do it, and it is your way of civil disobedience and really resisting the arrest but not fighting the officer. That is a clear protest right there from that woman. That whole body language, that is saying, I'm not for this, I'm not resisting, but I have a problem with this.
Yeah,
you're talking about her being, this could be some sort of retribution. They're also saying there can be some racism involved with this as well, because they're calling it, some of the demonstrators had the posters that said Cincinnati. There's like likening Cincinnati to Mississippi. And they're saying that, because I watched some of the live stream. They replayed the live stream, and I watched some of that. 26 people showed up in front of this judge's house to demonstrate, to advocate for the judge that was pulled away. And they were saying how that same judge let a white kidnapper go and rapist go home free, but this judge gets sent to prison for 6 months.
So the judge that sentenced her, they felt is unbiased.
Yes.
Okay. So there, I mean, again,
layered, isn't it?
There's so many layers,
context.
and if you're in that area, I mean, we would love to hear from you, DBL Nation, because you're there.
Yeah, you're on the home front.
So please write in and let us know your thoughts. Okay, Stephanie Jones, I know you've been texting all your friends all morning because it's official. Britain now has a new leader. Let's get to Kelly Schuberth with the details.
Sam, Boris Johnson will replace Theresa May as the next prime minister. Today, he made his first speech as Conservative leader, and everyone's talking about his unexpected choice of words. Listen.
I say to all the doubters, dude, we are going to energise the country. We're going to get Brexit done on October the 31st. We're going to take advantage of all the opportunities that it will bring in a new spirit of can-do.
So everyone's talking about Johnson using dude in his speech. So here's the deal. His campaign slogan was deliver, unite, and defeat. But he said the DUD acronym wasn't great for an election campaign. So he added the E for energized to make it dude. Now today, President Trump sent a tweet congratulating his friend on the win, saying, quote, he will be great.
Thank you, Kelly. We're so lucky to have Stephanie on the panel because you've been writing people all morning. What's the feeling right now in Britain?
I think, to be honest, with the millennials, with the younger generation, it's disappointment and it's anxiety. Literally, we could just move Trump and replanted him and put him in London. That is exactly what Boris Johnson is like.
But other people, I'm sure, are elated, right? I mean,
well,
he won.
You'll be happy if you want. I mean, yeah. Well, we need another Tory representative, so it doesn't really matter who it is. If you agree with the Tory party, you're going to be happy.
Right.
But with Boris Johnson in this situation, he's literally a mini Donald Trump. He comes from a very similar background. He's very privileged. He comes out with some crazy statements. He can be incredibly racist, but he's not someone who I want as a political leader or my prime minister. But he does show a lot of grit and determination. I tell you what, I'm interested to see how he's going to handle Brexit.
Well, here's the deal. In 2002, he wrote an article for The Telegraph in London, and he called black people cheering crowds of flag-waving pickaninnies.
Wow.
He then said that the tribal warriors, when Blair comes to the Congo, will break out in their watermelon smiles.
Wow.
He then talks about if you vote for the Tory party, your wife will get bigger breasts, and you will drive a BMW. So just so you know, if Blair's so good at running the Congo, let him stay there. That's in 2002, and now we're hearing rhetoric saying, if you're not happy, go somewhere else. Just notice the similarities of a nationalist move to keep people out and the same homogenize people in. It's interesting.
So he had it right with dud.
Yep.
Well, this is,
I mean, come on.
It's so sad. Like, where has the world gone?
Feel about
it's very right. We've gone very conservative globally now.
And I would say, you know, some conservatives are very happy about that. We have to recognize that.
Absolutely.
We have to recognize that. All right, R. Kelly may be looking for a new crisis manager as we speak. The singer's most recent one, Daryl Johnson, resigned for, quote, personal reasons yesterday. A possible reason might be this interview Johnson did with CBS's Gayle King. Watch.
You have a 20-something-year-old daughter. Would you allow her to be alone with
Absolutely not.
With R. Kelly?
I wouldn't leave my daughter with anybody that's accused of pedophilia.
So you would not?
I would not leave my daughter with anyone that's accused of being a pedophile. I would not.
Yeah, you should watch the entire interview. He dodged a lot of the questions, the hard-hitting questions that she asked him, to trying to get information and stuff on R. Kelly. But I said it from the beginning. You're going to start seeing people who aided and abetted him throughout all these years come out and start trying to slander and distance themselves from him. We're starting with the crisis manager right here.
I can't have sympathy for people like that. Even if they begin to backpedal, even if they begin to distance themselves. Like, I understand that a crisis manager, an attorney, you would know this, that some attorneys, most attorneys, are going to defend anybody.
Yeah, like defense litigator.
How can you look at yourself in the mirror, though?
So my dad is is in one of the best defense litigation firms in the whole world. That means the people in court defending the bad guys, right? That's all it means.
Yep.
And that means you have to take on people that you really disagree with, like horrible, horrible people, in my opinion. And I don't speak to him for 6 months. I'm like, please tell Dad to pass the salt. But he says to me, look, constitutionally, everyone is allowed an attorney of due process, and I'm just following the Constitution. He has his own morals. He fights his own protests on his own, but everyone's allowed what they're allowed, and he's part of that.
But I think this is just so standard of Hollywood, isn't it? The minute someone's ship starts sinking, everyone wants to jump off.
I would have jumped off
when he was
way
raking
before.
it in, of course, they were all happy to wave the flag and pretend everything's okay.
Yeah, it's sad. It really is. All right, we got some hard-hitting news here. There's a major mystery in New York right now. This In-N-Out burger was found on a street in Queens. It's a double-double for anyone who knows the popular West Coast burger chain. But here's the thing. The closest In-N-Out burger is 1,500 miles away. I can't with this one. How did this burger find its way to New York?
They said, quote, it looks like it was grilled 5 minutes ago. What? How?
I think someone just played a prank and they've just done it just to see what everyone's
like
reaction
they took a typical burger and then wrapped it in In-N-Out wrapping.
I would be able to smell it and tell if it's animal style.
But you could smell and know.
Oh,
do not bring that filth to New York City. In-N-Out burger is terrible. Animal style, all the stuff. Like, come on now. Thank
Bad idea.
It was you planted that burger there.
They are always fresh. They are a family company. They have been owned since 1960s. They pay very well their employees. They have great benefits.
But
it doesn't mean the food tastes good, Sam.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
It doesn't mean the food tastes good.
Wonderful
qualities, but there are a lot better burgers out there.
Insurance and pay days off. I don't care if I bite into the burger.
Double animal style. It's like crack.
Who thought this was the story that would get the most on this panel? Welcome to DBL, folks. Okay, got it. Welcome to DBL. We are live and coming up in just a few. Bachelorette couple JoJo and Jordan are still going strong. They're going to tell our own Stephanie Jones all about their new show. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. It's the great laundry debate of 2019. Do you wash your brand new clothes before you even wear them? Your comments about that coming up next.
Hi guys, Kelly Schubert with the DBL Digital Team. Happy Tuesday. We are happy here at DBL always, and we're happy to have you with us today. That fifth host has me really shook. I've never thought about cleaning my clothes, but someone this morning said think about all the people who touch them and try them on. I'm definitely cleaning my new clothes. Let us know your DBL take on that. Hey Chris, we cool? Hey guys, what's going on up here?
What's going on is...
That's a good theory, Tori.
Tori's got a great theory on the In-N-Out burger.
Well, the theory is that there might be In-N-Out coming to New York, so someone might have planted this, and then it's a PR stunt, and it went very wild, and it's a smart move.
But the spokesman of the spokesman of In-N-Out Burger said they will never go east of Texas.
I guarantee you they will.
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't bring In-N-Out to New York.
I think it's really smart.
All you need is the $1 slice of cheese pizza. When you go through New York, you got a $1 slice of cheese. You get a little Pepsi. Going on about your way.
I love that stuff. But In-N-Out to me is like crack.
Why?
My mom had it once, and we had it 3 times in a row consecutively for 3 days.
3 times in a row?
So good. They put mustard on the frozen end before they flip it, and then the sauce.
A lot of similarities.
Okay.
That'll work for the split screen.
So you guys are already writing in.
Well, she says that. You'd rather I start with it? But she mentioned it many times.
Randy Sprung.
She
Yes,
said
I wash all the clothes before I wear them. So
He was actually born in New York as well. He was an American citizen for many years.
Start your comments
before you wear them when you buy them.
We didn't ask him
You
because
do,
of the
Travis?
IRS, but anyway, that's a whole other story.
I have
maybe just start with
once
she's a good
in my
split
life
screen.
wash my clothes before that. Now we're gonna have a big debate here. People are already writing in.
And then he'll go to
I wash my underwear, but not the brand new jeans, just the brand new underwear. But I don't see the point in it.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know,
Do you wash your clothes? Well, we'll get to it. I am feeling like maybe I shouldn't bring that up. DBL Nation, should I not bring that up? Should I not bring up the fact that I don't wash my clothes before I wear them?
sorry, darling.
Is that gross, Deborah?
No.
What? It's what
I don't. I've never washed a pair of clothes before.
stuff on Twitter.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Washing your new clothes before wearing them could prevent you from scratching. Well, if you love the way new clothes make you look, well, experts have a warning about how they might make you feel. A new report says dyes found in clothing fresh off the racks could leave you with a red, itchy, painful rash called allergic contact dermatitis. So DBL Nation, do you wash your new clothes before wearing them? Ooh, Brandon, get to it.
Good job on that big word, too. Bobby on Facebook says, absolutely. Let's think for a minute where the items have been and who's touched them. Bobby, as a 34-year-old grown man who sucks at washing clothes, when I go and buy something, I want to feel nice and clinked. I want it nice and crisp. Clinked with a T. Say it, Tori.
Clinked.
We're going to work on that.
We're going to
Just like I'm going to work on washing my new clothes.
That's a good point. Fafa, ooh, cool name for Facebook, says, I wash underwear, towels, and sheets first, but when it comes to fashion, no. Okay, I'm going to be 100%. I have never even heard of this.
No.
And so, yes, I wash sheets. That is it. I have never washed anything before I wear it.
What about your pajamas? Your sweats, your T-shirts?
No, I've never heard of this.
Think about the factories it's been in.
I know, but I walk through dirt and matter everywhere. I'm fine.
She said matter. Ooh.
Shannon from Facebook.
I'm worried now.
Shannon from Facebook says, it's crazy because I used to wash all my children's clothes before they wore them.
Exactly.
Now I feel like a shower or a bath after wearing new clothes is good enough. Well, Shannon, I'm so glad that you do wash your children's clothes before you dress them, because what we all need to remember is where these clothes and fabrics have come from. How many machines, how many processes, how many dyeing and bleaching agents, how many hands, how many dirty floors.
How many...
The shipping of that from China or Australia or wherever else to wherever it's going to get to.
But if I don't have a problem, I don't have a rash.
It starts as a textile. And before it even begins as a textile, it was created in that textile. So she's right. Think about how many hands,
you don't think about the processes.
Many factories, how many.
But I'm not overly concerned with being too antibiotic with things. Like I find germs, you're gonna get stronger.
I don't care about germs.
So
oh, you mean it's just gross?
So you've got to think your skin is the largest organ on your body, and anything that you wear in your skin gets absorbed into you, and it will affect you and your health.
Dyes. It affects your health.
Okay.
She's right.
Okay.
Anyway,
well said.
Continuing
well said. Yes. Let me get Tiff from Facebook. She says, in a perfect world, I would wash my new clothes before wearing them. But it seems like all my shopping happens the day I actually need new clothes. I wish I had the time.
Yeah.
I've been there. I really have. I tend to wash like the things that I know, like my T-shirts, my sweatshirts, but blouses, I don't wash right away.
No.
So I'll agree with that.
All right.
Because then it loses its shape.
Right. I agree.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
So you went back on it like I went back on mine.
Well, no, it's just a blouse or something.
I'd like to say anything that touches your bare skin, please wash.
You're right.
Really? Underwear, pajamas, you know.
She's right.
Aren't you wasting all that water from what we just discussed of not washing things too much?
Don't you take a shower in the morning?
Yes.
That's wasting water too.
All right.
Cleaning your clothes, cleaning your body. It's important.
Let me get this last comment. Flippy McFlipperson. May from Facebook says, besides hygiene and health reasons, washing new clothes also softens the material. You can't even use the little laundry sheets anymore in the dryer. They say they're not good for you.
Probably not.
Really? Nothing's good for you anymore.
Yeah.
Darn. Okay.
Yep. Well, that was informative. Thank you for writing in. Coming up on DBL, JoJo and Jordan from The Bachelorette are back with a new show and a new spin on their relationship. Don't miss that. Plus, JoJo has a special message for former Bachelor Ben Higgins. I can't wait to hear it. Stay tuned.
A lot of you are shaming me, not a big deal. Ew, you don't wash underwear before you put them on. What about the clothes you try on? Other people tried those on. Okay, that's XOXO. Oh, my thing just died and it came back. April just said something shamey about me, saying, how can you not wash your clothes? That's gross. I am listening to you guys. I'm hearing you and heeding that. Kelly, you wash?
I am such a germaphobe, and I'm so shook right now because I never wash my clothes before. I'll always underwear, of course, but never wash. Like, if I get a shirt from Target, I'm gonna wear it like that night. I'm not gonna wash it, but now I will.
I know it.
Think about some of the people who touched it too.
Hold on, but you know what? You touch a lot of things on the subway.
You're right.
And
You're right.
sinks
But
and
still,
bathrooms.
but still.
Do you wash your clothes?
I always do.
Rosalind is kind of a fashionista.
Rosalind's so smart. No, I just get grossed out by the idea that someone else touched it.
Leo, do you wash your clothes before?
Absolutely, but I take button-up shirts to the cleaners. Come on, y'all, wash your clothes.
Before
So you buy something and then you take it to the dry cleaner before you wear it?
Yeah, you gotta clean it off. It's been in the factory.
No.
It's been all over the
Sharon, do you wash your clothes?
I have a good immune system.
Yeah, we have a good immune system. Okay, so Sharon says she's a good immune system. Travis agrees, so do I. Am I alone? Where are my people who are like naked and afraid? Huh?
Welcome back to DBL. Jojo and Jordan found love on The Bachelorette. Now the couple are testing their relationship by fixing up rental properties in Cashpad. I sat down with them at Denver's Series Fest in today's DBL Spotlight. Hey, Jojo and Jordan, welcome to DBL Live.
Thank you.
It is so nice to see you both, looking very gorgeous, I must say.
She picked it out for me. I can't pick out my own clothes.
We just came from the beach, so this isn't a full-time thing, but thank you.
So tell me all about Cashpad. What is it all about? What's the deal? You've mentioned, you've been getting dirty, getting stuck in.
Oh, I've always done rentals and stuff, but Cashpad is really about the short-term rental market. And Jordan and I, we team up, we partner with homeowners.
And we're creating a business for them and for us.
So who's more handy?
I dragged him into this.
I didn't realize that in the fine print was free labor for the rest of my life.
We like to jokingly say, I'm JoJo's construction therapist.
Oh my gosh, and it is so true.
Okay, so I've got a picture of you guys on your projects, and I want you to tell me what's going on here.
Uh-oh.
What is happening in this moment?
So we're renovating a property, and the property came with a lot of character, a lot of charm, and there was these beautiful countertops in the kitchen. But in the back of my mind, I always felt like we needed to keep this piece.
But in the back of her mind, she didn't bother to share that to anybody or me, so the piece kind of found its way into the dumpster. So I jumped into the dumpster, and I ended up finding some of it left, but I tell you what, lost my balance, fell back onto a piece of wood that had multiple nails sticking up.
That is true.
Listen, you cannot script that. So if anyone thinks there's any part of this show that is scripted,
It hurt.
that
was not scripted. I wouldn't have signed up for that.
You were like, this was not part of my contract.
Yeah.
And I've got a message for you.
For me?
For you.
Okay.
From former Bachelor Ben Higgins.
Oh.
So I'm looking at you like, please don't be upset with me.
Oh, I
for
love
reading
Ben.
this.
I love Ben.
So Ben's a very good friend of the show. He comes on Daily Blast Live all the time. He says, Jojo, you've always been a leader and a powerful force in the world. You'll be successful with anything that you touch, which I think is really
What a
sweet.
sweetheart.
Very
So
sweet.
do you have any words you'd like to give back to Ben?
Ben, thank you. You are amazing. You are a gentleman, and I really appreciate it.
And we need to get together sometime.
And we need to get together sometime.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys, on Cashpad.
We're super excited.
It'll be awesome, guys. I can't wait to see you in action.
Thank you.
You guys can tune in to Cashpad tonight on CNBC, and we'll be right back.
Tomorrow marks 50 years since the lunar landing. On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were the first humans to step foot on the moon. Most people can remember exactly where they were watching it all unfold. And today, we're looking into the future by talking to Carl Jones. Thank you for joining us today, Carl. So,
no problem. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Now, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, but what can we expect from NASA moving forward?
From NASA, the biggest things that are on the horizon are the launch of Americans from U.S. soil for the first time since the shuttle's been retired via the Boeing CST-100. And then after that, we set our sights on going to Mars, but the first stop is going to be Moon, and so we have the Artemis program and the Gateway program that are going to basically set the way for that for us to go to Mars later on. So the Gateway program is basically going to be a launch point, the International Space Station, but not as big. And it's going to be basically a kind of a launch point. So we'll launch spacecraft from here like we normally do. They'll go to the Gateway, and then they'll take lunar landers from the Gateway down to the surface of the Moon. And then later on, once we actually start exploring Mars, it'll be basically kind of an intergalactic, gas station of sorts as a stopping point before they go further. 50 years ago, our biggest goal was to just get to the moon and then bring them back home safely. So now we're trying to actually go to the moon and establish a sustainable environment there, get a base going, and then test a lot of technology that we currently don't understand in order to go to Mars or to go to Mars for a long duration space travel. Right now, we don't understand how the human body reacts or how we could, how astronauts would do in a long duration mission. So a lot of those things we can use on the moon first before we start doing that and start sending humans that far away.
If they had volunteers to go to Mars, would you be one of them?
Yes, absolutely. I've always wanted to go to Mars. Honestly, that has been a lifelong dream of mine. I watch all kinds of movies about it. Obviously, The Martian, this has been a dream to work here, so I would 100% go to Mars. Depending on where the Earth and Mars are in relation to each other, it can take anywhere from about 6 months to 2 years.
Well, I can't wait to watch all of those unfold next 5 years. Fingers crossed to be there and see the launches.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, Carl.
Of course, thank you.
Welcome back to DBL. Right now, a woman's tweet is going viral. She posted a text she got from her ex the day before his wedding. It reads in part, "Thank you for being my first love. Thank you for always encouraging me. Thank you for keeping me out of trouble." He goes on to say, "I know we were only kids when we dated, but you taught me what love is. My point in all of this is you are the reason why I know how to love someone."
Which sounds cool.
Aww,
okay.
That's good.
That's
However,
so sweet.
if you read it a little bit closer, it goes on to say your heart is amazing, and I hope you find someone who'll treat you like the good wife.
What's wrong with that?
But why does he feel the need to say it the day before he gets married? Like, what is this? Like, get all your confessions out before you marry someone else.
Yeah, she taught him love.
And that's great, but do it in a couple sentences. This was kind of a little bit of, I still have feelings for you.
But maybe they had a really long relationship. It was each other's first loves. You don't forget your first love. And maybe he felt like he owed that to her. Maybe he had a lot of trauma that he had to overcome, and she helped him. We don't know all the details.
She didn't know who he was on the phone.
And you know what? I'm guilty of this because I drink and Drake. And then you shouldn't do that.
What's drinking Drake?
Drinking Drake is when you're like, you've been drinking and then you listen to Drake and you get all emotional. I go back and text all the relationships and situationships.
You go back to the exes?
Exes, all that girlfriend that I thought could have been the one. That's why I don't drink and Drake anymore.
Wow. Please don't ever drink and Drake again. That's all I can say. But thank you for your honesty.
I get emotional.
We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys. Don't drink and Drake.